Friends, I'm Cowboy Joe Boo with the Joe Boo Report, here spreading the mojo, and I want to thank you for joining the Joe Boo Report. And as always, thanks for subscribing, and if you haven't, click over here on the picture of me and Sean Lee, so that way you can get more of the Joe Boo Report. Seems like everybody's talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Dallas Cowboys can take a stranglehold on the NFC East with a win. A loss? Well, that puts them at tie with the Eagles, losing the tiebreaker. Now let's see what the NFL Network has to say about it. Let's go to the tape.
Quarterbacks who have exceeded all realistic expectations. Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz were supposed to be sitting and learning at this point in the season. Instead, they were both unexpectedly thrust into the starting lineup, and they have led their teams to a combined 9-3 record. Now these newly minted division foes are facing off for the first time.
I met him at the Senior Bowl. Kind of got to know him. He was on the other team, so didn't spend much time with him. And then we're in the same group of the Combine. That's where I kind of got to know him better. Smart guy, great player, great athlete.
Throughout the process, I got to know him a little bit, got to talk to him. Great guy, great dude, and it's exciting to see that he's been having some success as well. So it'll be fun, a fun one to go play him.
We're with both teams. We're going to start in Frisco, Texas, with Jane Slater, who is with the Cowboys. Jane, it looks like Dez is going to be back. Tony Romo practicing, but not ready to go yet, so that controversy on the back burner, at least for now. The Cowboys would be the #1 seed if the playoffs started today. Is there anything that's going wrong down there with the Cowboys?
Well, Dan, I'll tell you, a lot of this success has to do with some of the team chemistry, and that team chemistry may stem from the fact that the Cowboys have turned into a rookie-friendly team. Now, Dez Bryant didn't want to name names, but he said his rookie year, there were guys in this locker room that wouldn't even acknowledge or talk to him. He said he didn't want that to happen. He wanted this to feel like an inclusive locker room. He says he tried to push away for no rookie hazing, and they've been successful the last 2 years. Aside from singing in front of the team, that's about the extent of it. In fact, there was a team dinner just last week, and I'm told nearly all of the team showed up for it. And Dez Bryant and all the veterans pitched in to pick up that $54,000 bill. Dez Bryant, his rookie year, got stuck with a $55,000 one himself. Now, I will tell you, Tony Romo was at that dinner, and he was also at practice on Wednesday, but he was pretty limited. He was able to throw the ball with some zip, but he was wearing a T-shirt and shorts, and I'm told he's still a ways away in terms of conditioning. I should point out that he has not yet been cleared yet. Let's toss this one over to James Palmer and talk about the Cowboys' opponent, the Philadelphia Eagles, this weekend.
Thanks, Jane. So much talk about both of these quarterbacks, perhaps a renewed Manning-Brady rivalry being talked about here in Philadelphia, but every defensive player that we talk to talks about this game being won by stopping Ezekiel Elliott, that offensive line of the Cowboys, and the run game of Dallas. Now, the game is going to be won in the trenches. This is a Cowboys offensive line that is tied for second in sacks allowed. This defense by the Eagles up front, 20 sacks this season, one off the NFL lead. This defense really feels like if they can stop Ezekiel Elliott, who Malcolm Jenkins, their Pro Bowl safety, said, if you look at everything, there's nothing he doesn't do well. If they can slow him down, then they have a chance to go after Dak Prescott.
I'm still thinking about that $54,000 dinner. That's about $1,000 per man. I'm just saying. Anyway, the winner of Sunday's game is going to be in first place in the NFC East. Tough games ahead for both. Every single one of the Eagles' opponents through Week 14 has a winning record, except the Bengals. Apologies, Michael Berger. While the Cowboys have Pittsburgh in Week 10 and the Vikings Week 13. Lindsay?
So how does it all play out, Eric Davis? Eagles win the division or do the Cowboys?
I got the Eagles because I think the second time around with a lot of these teams, they're going to be able to find some things that Dak Prescott's leaving on the table. And I'm saying that assuming that they're going to stick with Dak Prescott. If you look at the tape, you will see portions of the game and situations in which he's making plays. Look at this play right now. You look down at the bottom. Now check out Butler. Keep your eye on Butler and what's happening. Now when Dak comes off of his read, he's looking at Clinton Dix right now. That read should tell him to throw the ball. Look at the hand. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Now at the top, corner falls. He makes a play. So I'm not saying he's not making plays. I'm just saying this right here is a big gainer that could have been a touchdown. And you're going to reach a point to where you can't leave those points on the table. And this right here, 1st and 10. Watch what happens on this play. Once again, he's got the bunch up at the top. He's going to go through his progression, make his read. He looks and sees right now, this route is covered. You have the safety, Burnett, and your corner in place. Randall's in place. So right now, you got to go backside. Look down at the bottom again. Look at what's there. If that ball is out, and I think Romo sees that, he sees that that's a play that can be made. Not only does he not get the 15, possibly the touchdown, he fumbles the ball in this play, on this play. And that's why I think the next go round, teams are going to see, as you get later in the season, that they can take things away from him and it's going to affect him.
All right, so that is one vote for the Eagles. Reggie Wade, would you care to make it 2?
No, I got to go with the Cowboys. Straight, you know, they got the smoother schedule. It's not that much smoother, but they have a smoother schedule. And then I'm assuming, I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. So since I don't know that, I got to rely on this run game. I got to use Ezekiel Elliott, who's been tearing the league up in his rookie year right now. The offensive line is doing a great job. Just keep feeding this guy. Keep feeding him and just let him just take you to the promised land. Now, we've talked in the green room, hey, one thing we know, at some point in time, this guy's going to hit a wall. He's going to hit the brick wall, the rookie wall. But you also have an Alfred Morris in the bullpen who's waiting on you. He hasn't done much this year, but he's averaging 3.9 yards a carry. So whenever Ezekiel Elliott hits that wall, put this guy in here behind that big offensive line and just rely on that run game.
One guy who likes the Eagles, one guy who likes the Cowboys. We'll see who looks more right Sunday at 8:30 Eastern. Don't have to